Chloe, and I'm a recent graduate of Baltimore City Public Schools and a former member of BIAC, Be More Youth Arts Advocacy Council. And today I want to talk about creating connection, the unknown struggles of students, art, and school. Right, so a brief introduction of the topic. So I want to discuss the struggles with art education adults may be unaware of, told from the perspective of a student by a student. So there is more of an in-depth understanding. So common presumptions about art that I often hear from adults in my life that are then echoed by peers of my own, that art classes is a waste of time, a waste of money and time, that success in art relies only and solely on talent, that people can't somehow learn it, that creativity cannot be taught and that it's innate, and there's no real tangible benefit to art, and that art is not a viable career path, which is an issue and a worry echoed by many parents that I know, and worries that are echoed by my parents that are simply not true. The actual benefits of art and art education really do outweigh the possibility of or the possible cons that are there. And that's art and art education teaches creative problem solving skills and develops cognitive skills that are crucial for children especially. And art is academically challenging, and it can be as challenging or even more than mathematics and science courses provided in higher level classes when given the resources and the time to really develop. And that means, not only just suddenly throwing students into art classes in high school, but giving students access to art classes from, preschool all the way to 12. And that art actually does bring in economic revenue. An example of that is Baltimore City, where we have many murals, and that helps with the tourism industry. And you can see more of that, with a little bit of research in Baltimore's art scene. Art helps bring students out of poverty. And that is a especially prominent issue in cities like Baltimore, where there are large populations of persons of color and youth of color. And that can, that kind of poverty is really always prominent. And that is an issue of, access and race, but art can help solve that. And art helps reduce stress, it helps with mental health, and it also helps develop social skills. It creates more confident people. And art creates more career opportunities, whether it's directly or indirectly related to that industry. So the work ahead that the youth and the adults need to do in order to help push art education and help this become a norm. So building relationships, whether it's building relationships with your local politicians to help push this, with the board members of education, with your, CEO of public schools, with simply the teachers, the community members, between adults and the youth, to help bridge gaps in class, in generation, understanding, and stuff like that, to really help expand our understanding of each other and this work. We also need help expanding awareness of arts education equity issues. Again, it's an issue of access, as cities and communities with large presence of person of colors is often lacking in creative resources such as art. And we also need to help people to push for improvements to the district budget process, as that's what determines whether art classes in your local schools are being funded or not. And depth of study for high school students, especially in their fine arts courses, as that's what determines whether they're able to build up a portfolio for their college applications if they really want to create a viable career path. And of course, funding for fine arts, as that's what determines whether we have all this, in place to really help build up our youth. And that will be my presentation. These are the resources, and you can follow up with them. Thank you.